Hello there. Today we're going to speak about down or synthetic. Which jacket should you buy to go on hiking in Scotland? Let's find out. If you don't have time to watch the video until the end and you just want to know which jacket is better, well, let me tell you real quick. Better for what? That's the answer. So if your main priority is safety, then I would always pick up the synthetic jacket. If instead what you're going to be doing is go to Edinburgh and walk around with the tourists, then to be honest, you can pick any of the two. It doesn't really matter. Both will have you covered. Seriously, there's not like a better jacket. There is only a better jacket for your application, for the use you're going to give it. Depending on the model, we're going to find differences. But in general, why synthetic? Because it's cheaper, for example. And if you break the jacket on the trail or you damage it, it's going to be cheaper for you to replace it. Nowadays, synthetic jackets are almost as lightweight as the down ones. They also pack real small, so the differences are very insignificant in this regard. It's as warm as a down jacket, given a same weight. I will still give the edge here to the down jacket, but the synthetics are pretty much equal in this regard. Now, the difference here is the synthetic jacket will perform regardless of the weather, whereas the down jacket depends on the weather. For example, here in the UK, specifically in Scotland, it tends to be wet, it tends to be damp, so the synthetic jacket won't be affected by this, whereas the down jacket will be affected by that. If the jacket gets wet, it will retain more heat and also it will dry faster. You can put on the jacket and hike with it. Why? Because it's no problem if you sweat it. If because of your transpiration the synthetic fibers get wet, again the previous principle applies. The jacket will still retain warmth and it will dry faster. You do not want to sweat a down jacket. If your jacket is dirty or you sweat it, you can wash it easily, and again it's gonna dry much faster than a down jacket. As I said earlier, if you're looking at your safety, the synthetic will have you covered no matter what. It will always retain some heat and you will always be able to use the jacket, so it's the safe choice. And finally, if you care about this, well, it's good to know that there are no animals involved in the process of making the jacket. Now, why down? To me, it just feels better. It's like cozier, the down jacket, but this is very personal. It's something subjective. I think you could argue objectively that you're going to get more warmth for the same weight with a down jacket. It packs smaller and it tends to weigh less. A goose down jacket is cumbersome to wash and to dry as well, so it's like a no-go. You don't want to wash it. Versus the synthetic, you just throw it in the laundry and you don't care. So basically, yes, the down jacket is like more delicate. You need to take a bit of extra care. This is very important. A down jacket is pretty much useless when wet. When in damp or wet conditions, the performance of the down jacket is going to decrease. It's going to be hindered. Finally, if you put on a jacket for hiking, because of your sweat and the transpiration, the feathers will get wet as if it was raining, so to say. And so the jacket's performance is going to be hindered again. So you never want to put a goose down jacket on if you are active. Why do we all buy these down jackets and why are they regarded as better than the synthetics in general? I guess that has to do with marketing and what they made us believe. But you know, for the city, I personally think that the down jackets look kind of nicer, and as I said earlier, they're sort of cozier as well. So that's that. The more I know, the more I believe that the synthetic jacket is the way to go. But I'm not saying you should do that, you should buy that. I have quite a few down jackets, more than I'm ready to admit, I guess. But this is the Neutrino, and this is the positron. And I've taken some of them on the trails, and they always deliver and they perform very well. But after my previous experience doing the Scottish National Trail, in the future I want to stick to synthetics. So depending on where I go, I'll take my synthetic jacket with me. Here I am now with the start of the show, the mountain smog. It just, yes, I have a few down jackets, so I'm not going to throw them away, and I'm not into selling stuff secondhand, so I guess I will also use them. But I have to say, and I said it already in the gear review, my down jacket, I could feel, I could see the jacket on the sleeve, I could see it struggling really. Once I camped by two rivers. We're here in the middle of these two rivers. And you could see the jacket sort of shrinking. It was seriously struggling, and you could see it and you could feel it because it wasn't the warmth that I was used to. What you should look at when you are shopping for a jacket, whether it is synthetic or down. To me, it's important that the hoodie is adjustable, that I can fine tune it, so to say, to my face, and it stays there. It's super annoying when the hoodie is extra large, and that happens a lot with the wrap jackets. I personally prefer Montaigne because this edge is too big, and this is adjusted. Unadjusted, this would be unadjusted, it's gonna be a pain, you know? It should be here, and it will go down like this. It's really annoying. Super big, you know? Think, seriously, I will show you. So this is the case for one of my cameras, and I bet put it on freaking top, no problem. It's not even tense, as you can see, you see? So I'm not kidding you, man. That's something that I always mention, and I've mentioned in the past in all my gear review videos. Wrap makes hoodies too big. The hoodie is big, again, it's always the same with the wrap jackets. I think they're designed for you to wear a helmet. One thing I dislike, the hoodie, I think it's designed in between of wearing a helmet and not wearing a helmet. As a consequence, it's by no means as good as the Montaigne one. I think they do it so that you can accommodate a helmet. This is a mid-layer from Jack & Wolfskin, and I bet I can fit the damn thing on top. Come on, seriously, Rob? But I think most of us are not wearing a helmet. Most of us. Notice that. Some of you do, I know. And so Rob has you covered. But it would be awesome if Rob could have either a different line of jackets or the same jacket with a helmet-friendly hoodie and one that is not for helmet use. How awesome is this? Do you get to see the difference? Look, it's just really nice. It's super compact, you know? I cannot fit. Where is it? Anyway, nothing fits here. It's really compact, you know? If you were wearing a helmet, you're gonna have a tough time with this. But if you're not, you see, in the wrap jacket, you move left like this. Check out, look. Come on, really? Whereas this one follows you. See the difference? This is awesome. I personally prefer Montaigne because this edge is too big and this is adjusted. In this regard, I always say Montaigne has a better cut because the hoodie fits my head a lot better, and I bet it will fit your head as well. Now, when it comes to the cups, you should look if it has an elastic band or something that will prevent the heat getting out of the jacket. You have these elastic, sort of elastic cuffs. They're really nice. They're not as tight as the Montaigne one. These may not be important when you are in the city. When you are on the trails, depending on the time of the year, this is something that is important. I think it's also good when you're wearing gloves because the fit is going to be better. The fit is something you should really consider, but not only whether you feel comfortable with the jacket or not, which certainly is important, but also whether you'll be able to accommodate a mid-layer underneath or exactly the opposite, because some ultralight hikers choose a size down when they buy a jacket so they can cut a little bit of weight. How about the pockets? How many pockets it has? Can you operate the zips using winter gloves? This is something important. You don't want to be every time looking for your zipper, where is the zipper, and struggling with it every time you need to reach something in your pockets when you're wearing gloves. The zips, fantastic. Really like best quality you can find. Can you pack the jacket in one of the pockets, or do you have to carry and loose on the trail your stuff sack separately? Personally, when I'm on the trails, if I have a down jacket with me, I'm gonna put it in a dry bag, in a thick dry bag, to make sure it's well protected from rain and other wet events that may occur. You have a stuff bag for this one. I said earlier, I'm not using the stuff bag, so it didn't matter to me, but otherwise they always get lost. Now I'm going to show you a very quick way to pack your jacket. You just pack it in your hoodie. Just grab the jacket down like this, put it all together, the bottom of the jacket, put it all together, and just roll it up inside the hoodie. I'll show you. Just literally roll it. Put it on the hoodie. Nice and easy, isn't it? So you don't have to think of, oh my god, I have to put the puffy in the stuff bag. This thing gets you covered. So this is the stuff bag I was using in the Scottish National Trail to keep this jacket well dry, and it did a fantastic job. Always bone dry when you go out of here, not after. So you just roll it like this. Put it in your slightly oversized dry bag that I choose on purpose. Because you know, stuff bags that come with jackets, they're so small, man, and they're a pain in the behind to pack. So if you have an oversized bag, this is 4 liters, it's just slightly oversized, but the little bit it is, it really gives you an edge to pack very easily. You hear that? For a quick demonstration. See, just roll it up in the hoodie, put it inside here. I could have done a much better job, as you can see. And then just get it out. And there you have it. Nice and easy. Does the jacket have extra pockets inside? Because sometimes they come very handy. Are the pockets made in such a way that when you put your backpack straps, the strap is going to cut the pocket in two? So in this regard, for example, this mountain jacket that I showed you earlier has the pocket sort of a bit higher than usually, so that you can use your backpack with it. So that's a very nice touch. Whereas my North Face jacket, even though I'm pretty happy with it, has the pockets that go all the way to the bottom. So every time I need to reach something, I need to unfasten my backpack. Of course, I said earlier that if it's a down jacket, you better not use it while hiking. So it wouldn't really matter if you're not going to put it on while hiking. How small does it compress? How much does it weigh? For the warmth ratio, because you always want to look at weight in relation to the warmth the jacket can provide. In most cases, when you cut on weight, you also be cutting in durability. Finally, if you're shopping for a down jacket, you need to pay attention to the fill power. That usually determines the quality of the goose that jacket is filled with. So not only the fill power, which goes up to I think 900, I think it goes beyond, but in the UK, like Rab, Montaigne, I think they go up to 850 FP, fill power. So yeah, make sure you look at the fill power and also the quantity of filling the jacket has. Personally, I also make sure that I pick a color that is going to be a clean color when I'm on the trail, because if the jacket gets dirty, it doesn't have to look dirty, especially now in COVID times. It may be difficult to wash your jacket, so this is something to consider. One thing, if you live anywhere where I'm going to walk by, if you could let me do a freaking laundry in your place. I know maybe it's a long shot asking for this, but if I go to a hotel because of COVID, I cannot do a freaking laundry. And again, I pay a lot of attention to the weight to warmth ratio. I also wanted to give you a few tips, like if you're shopping for a jacket, don't just think of the next hike you're going to be doing, because jackets tend to last quite a few years. So if I was you, I would think of your sort of hiking career and see where you think life is gonna take you next for hiking, and then I would pick the jacket that is gonna serve me the best in the coming years, not just in the next hike. Likewise, since the jacket is gonna last you many years, I would certainly spend a little bit more money and buy that jacket that I really like, instead of saving up and end up with a jacket I sort of like but don't really like and have it for many years to go. If you're on a budget, I would advise you to buy a jacket that is not the warmest one, because you can always add a layer and you can buy cheap mid layers. I'll show you one now. This is the Jack Wolfskin fleece that I mentioned earlier. I paid for this, you won't believe it, £20. This is great. I mean, it's super warm for the weight. It weighs 325 grams. Is it breathable? Not too much. So I wouldn't use it as an active mid layer. But yeah, this thing is fantastic. National Trust, it says here on the side. But if you have a very warm jacket, that's harder to combine. If you're on a budget, you may want to consider the style of the jacket, in that you may only go hiking, I don't know, 3 hikes per year, whereas you may use the jacket every single weekend or throughout the week during winter. So this jacket here, for example, I believe is sportier, whereas this, I would say, is a little bit more stylish. So yeah, if I'm on a budget and all, I think I pick something more stylish, because you know, I look good in the city and all. So now the question is, what do you prefer to wear when you go hiking? A synthetic or a down jacket? If you feel like, let us know in the comment section. Finally, I wanted to ask if you find this video useful, this sort of videos, or if you'd like me to do a different type of video about anything that you think I can speak of. I'm exploring sort of new type of content that I can add to the channel. If there's anything you would like me to speak about, so I'll do my best to make it happen. I hope you found this video informative. If you have any questions, please write them down in the comment section down below. And as I always say, see you on the trails. Bye.